Hey guys, I am Game Advisor and welcome back to another Icarus mission video. Today we're going to be looking at the mission Forsaken Recovery, so let's jump on into it. Now there's really nothing specific you need to bring into this mission, but if you really want to be specific here, I would just say mobility items and maybe some good gathering items for this mission. But at the end of the day, you really do not need exotics for this. It's a very, very easy mission with all things considered. Now, once you do drop into the actual mission, you will want to go ahead and just head straight on over to the objective. Upon reaching the objective, you'll need to repair the dropship. In order to do this, you're going to have to repair the gyroscope, the thruster, and give it fuel so it can blast back off into space. All of these are really easy, just some of them seem a little bit weird, so let's just break down each one. In order to repair the gyroscope, you're going to need to build a tier 1 workbench, and then go ahead and use some copper and iron bars in order to repair it on that workbench. It's very, very cheap and very, very easy to do. Next, you're going to have to replace the thruster. In order to do this, you'll see a new objective appear on your map. Simply head over to that new objective, and you will have to fight a small little mini boss. It's worth mentioning that if you don't have exotic armor here, that it can be challenging, and there's a lot of ways you can deal with it, such as building maybe a little ramp and shooting down on it to give yourself some more time, or building a small little base to be prepared for it. But at the end of the day, it's not that hard if you have really any idea what you're doing. With that being said, this is a very early on mission, so if you're still new to the game, I highly recommend you grind up to at least some decent weapons, maybe even a gun, as it will make this significantly easier if you have access to them. If you don't, then I hate to say it, but you're just going to have to power through it. Just bring lots of cooked meat so you can heal yourself if you're worried whatsoever. After you defeat that mini boss, you'll then be able to go to the little kind of crash site nearby and pick up the thruster and bring it back to the ship. That'll finish 2 of your objectives at that point. Then we have to do the third objective, which is to fuel the ship. In order to do this, you can take a biofuel can that is already in the ship out of the ship and take it to wherever you're kind of setting up your base. Once you do that, go ahead and place it inside of a biofuel composter. Now, it's worth mentioning that you cannot use the wooden composter. I did test this out and it doesn't work. So you will have to use that. I believe you need to be at least level 20, I want to say, to do it. I could be wrong on that. It might be 10 or 15, but either way, it is kind of weird that a mission that could be the third mission you're doing is going to require this. So if you don't have the levels yet, I highly recommend you go check out our leveling guide, as that'll kind of break down for you the best ways to level quickly so that you can actually finish this mission. With that being said though, just simply place it in, fill it up, and then bring it back to the ship and put it in its respective slot. Once that's done, the ship should say that it is complete and you can blast it off into space by activating it inside its activation window. This is a little different, so do make sure that you actually activate it. However, after you activate it in this scenario, we're going to have to deal with several waves of wolves and bears. So you're going to want to be prepared. Again, if you're by yourself, don't have exotic armor, or you're not that experienced with the game yet, I'd highly recommend, if you can, building like a little stone base to actually defend yourself. This can be a challenging fight if you're not experienced. Even with 2 of us with exotic armor, we were still struggling, not a ton, but enough to where that if we didn't know exactly how the game mechanics worked, it could have resulted in our death. If you do have a group of multiple people though, it will be significantly easier. Just make sure you have plenty of healing food and you have plenty of whatever structure you need to defend yourself. It's not impossible. It's just challenging. 2 of the bears are kind of like mini boss bears, so they do have a little bit of extra health, but nothing too crazy here. On the other hand though, with the wolves, we did have something like 30 to maybe even 40 wolves spawn throughout it. There were an absolute ton, way more than what I would expect for this early on of a mission. So just make sure you're ready to deal with them, however that may be. With that being said though, it can destroy your dropship, and you don't want that to happen. To be fair, I actually don't know what happens. I would assume that this again fails your mission, or you're gonna have to like restart it. So again, I would rather just beat it the first time. So make sure you're prepared and that you're ready for whatever comes your way. Either way, once you're done with that, you can simply blast it off back to space and head on back to the actual dropship that you came into the mission on. Once you do that, jump back in, blast off yourself, and congratulations, you've now finished the mission. With that being said though, I'm Game Advisor. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more Icarus and other survival game content, just consider subscribing to our channel. We do make new content all the time, but if you guys don't want to, you don't have to. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.